Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another bookish video. My name is Emily and this is my second channel where I just chat about everything else that interests me besides beauty, which is what I talk about on my main channel. If you're interested, it is linked down below. On this channel, I like to do book videos. I'm reigniting that love and sharing it here on my channel, as well as sharing about my very first vegetable garden that I'm feeling very passionate about, and the occasional mom related content such as cleaning or vlogs, things like that. So if that's something that interests you, please be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. And with that out of the way, let's just hop into my August TBR. I can't express to you how excited I am to be doing bookish content. I watch BookTube all the time, and I was just, because I don't read at the same pace as many of those that I watch, I just kind of fizzled out on making BookTube videos, though I did continue to read, and I'm just excited to dive back into that a little bit. And the next bookish video you see from me should be my July wrap-up. But let's just hop right into it. I have 5 books that I would like to share with you today, and I would be really happy if I got through all of them and maybe even a little bit more. I have not been reading a large quantity of books this year. I think I've read under 20 for the year, so I would really love to read 5 or more per month as we near closer to the end of the year, because I have a lot of goals that I need to refocus and pick up the pace on. Okay, the first book that I would like to read in the month of August is The Bone Ships by R.J. Barker. I put myself on the wait list at the library many months ago when Jessie May and Elliot Brooks, I believe, did a buddy read of this, or maybe it was the Shelf Space. No, I think it was a buddy read between Jessie and Elliot, and I wanted to join in on that, but my library had just ordered in the series and I was like spot 40 or something on the list, and I just got the notification that it was available. So I didn't watch their live show or anything. I didn't want to be spoiled, and I'll be happy to go and watch that after I read this. This is the first in an adult fantasy trilogy. It is the Tide Child trilogy, and the back says, 2 nations at war, a prize beyond compare. For generations, the fleets of the 100 Isles have built their ships from the bones of ancient dragons to fight an endless war. The dragons disappeared, but the battles for supremacy persisted. Now the first dragon in centuries has been spotted in far-off waters, and both sides see a chance to shift the balance of power in their favor, because whoever catches it will win not only glory but the war. And it is blurbed by so many people: Evan Winter, John Gwynn, Adrian Tchaikovsky. I probably butchered his last name. Nicholas Eames, like so many big fantasy names. So I am very excited to dive into this. I have no idea what anyone actually thought about it, but I did see like many people put this on their TBRs, and there was a bit of hype for it at one point. So I'm very happy to finally have this to try. I like to kind of split up my adult fantasy, just so I don't get burnt out or anything. So after that, I hope to read, I'll pop in pictures for, I have some books either on their way to me because I just bought them today after I figured out my TBR, or I'm waiting for them from the library. I have The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. This is an adult romance book where the maid of honor and the best man of a wedding hate each other, and everyone got food poisoning from a seafood buffet except these 2 people. And the honeymoon is all expenses paid and non-refundable, so they say that these 2 can go on the honeymoon together, and obviously it turns into a hate-to-love romance. I have been really enjoying romance novels this summer, which is not typical for me. I have always kind of liked fantasy romance, but not so much adult contemporary romance, and I've been really loving that genre and would love to read more. I feel like it's definitely a summertime thing for me. I don't know if I will continue loving it for the rest of the year. I feel like as we come into fall, I'm reading more thrillers, and my taste just kind of varies for the other genres outside of fantasy and sci-fi throughout the year, so we will see. Next, I just bought City of Stairs by Robert Jackson Bennett. Jessie May has been singing the series praises, the Divine Cities trilogy, and I'm very intrigued by it. The description on Goodreads says the city of Bulakov once wielded the powers of the gods to conquer the world, enslaving and brutalizing millions until its divine protectors were killed. Now Bulakov's history has been censored and erased, its citizens subjugated, but the surreal landscape of the city itself, forever altered by the thousands of miracles its guardians once worked upon it, stands as a haunting reminder of its former supremacy. Into this broken city steps Shara Thivani. Officially, the unassuming young woman is just another junior diplomat sent by Bulakov's oppressors. Unofficially, she is one of her country's most accomplished spies, dispatched along with her terrifying secretary, Sigrid, I don't know if I'm pronouncing any of their names correctly, to solve a murder. But as Shara pursues the killer, she starts to suspect that the beings who ruled this terrible place may not be as dead as they seem, and that Bulakov's cruel reign may not yet be over. This is a tale of vast conspiracies, dead gods, and buried histories. City of Stairs is at once a gripping spy novel and a stunningly original work of fantasy. I am really interested in that combination, a spy novel and a fantasy book. I don't know if I've ever read anything quite like that. Next I have Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. I've been wanting to get to the Final Empire for so long. I read Elantris last year and loved it so much and wanted to commit to reading Sanderson's books in publication order, and I just haven't gotten to it. I don't know why. I wish I would have ordered the UK covers because I have The Way of Kings and Warbreaker in the gorgeous like white UK editions. I love them so much. But I do have the Canadian/American edition of The Final Empire. I hate that it says Mistborn, even though that's like the series name. Like that is just fully what they have called this book, but this is The Final Empire. This is a fantasy book in Brandon Sanderson's Cosmere. My voice is going. And I'm just so excited to dive into his works full on. And in this book, we are set up with the bad guys have won prior, and the bad guys have ruled the land for thousands of years. The magic system in here is supposed to be really cool. It has to do with ingesting metals, and if you have the power to use all metals, you're a Mistborn apparently. I don't, despite hearing everyone talking about this for years and years, I don't have a solid understanding of what exactly happens here, and this book is so heavy. I can't believe there's 667 pages and it's not that big. Like, it has to be twice the weight of the Bone Ships. It's an incredibly heavy book. And this one has less than 500 pages in it. Crazy. But I'm very happy to be starting that, although I really shouldn't be starting any series, and I have 3 firsts of series on this list. Lastly, something small, Saga Volume 5. My goal is to finish series this year. I'm going to have to do better at that this fall and start tying things up. Like I said, I'm starting 3 series this month, which is not a smart idea, but here we are. And I have really enjoyed Saga. It is an adult sci-fi graphic novel series. It's quite brutal, graphic, violent, not for children, that is for sure. But I have loved every single volume and I'm excited to continue. I haven't read, it's been a long time since I read volume 4, so I'm kind of nervous I forget about what's going on, though Saga does a pretty good job of like kind of keeping you in the know and doing some flashbacks, so I'm hoping it will be okay. I started so many series over the last few years that I haven't finished, and I'm kind of feeling like the ones I started like first, like the oldest ones or whatever, I am really nervous to try and finish at this point without having to restart at the beginning, which just sounds so daunting for some of them. So I am on the wait list for Saga Volume 5 at my library as well. And hopefully I can get that in soon because I would love to have a shorter read in between some of these really heavy fantasy books. Well, those are the top 5 books I would like to read this month. Let me know in the comments down below what you hope to read in the month of August. Do you want to buddy read any of these? I bet that would keep me accountable if I had a schedule I needed to keep, or you just wanted to chat with me in the comments or maybe over on Instagram about any of these reads. I would love that. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!